it is Gavin. I just wanted to throw together a quick little video regarding Winter Storm Gale as it is really ramping up right now in the Northeast in Pennsylvania and southern New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts up there in the Northeast. You can see from the AccuWeather or the AccuWeather radar that I have pulled up here. It's the snow is uh, it's inspiring to see how strong the storm has turned out to be. Winter Storm Gale, like I said in another video, it turned out to rival Winter Storm Jonas we saw back in January of 2016. I will go ahead and zoom in here for you guys just so you can see how powerful this storm is actually looking. I may be incorrect about this, but I've been watching the Weather Channel for a while today, and I noticed them referencing the banding features that we're starting to see in southeast Pennsylvania, and I believe that is what these features here would be of the snow that you can see down by Penn State and State College in southeastern Pennsylvania. And from the models, what the models are putting out, the GFS and the Euro, for the longest time, were putting um, the highest snow totals down here in southeastern Pennsylvania. But as you can see, that precipitation is actually starting to meander off a little bit. And as the models then started to pick up and actually consolidated on was that the heavier snow totals being over here in northeastern Pennsylvania. So the models or the winter storm gale itself actually shifted to the north and the northeast quite a bit. Um, it just being a snow and a weather lover myself, and just seeing something as inspiring as this storm, I think it's absolutely amazing what we take for granted and how we don't necessarily appreciate what nature is, and how I think one of the biggest reasons that I love weather so much is that it does it regardless of your race, your ethnicity, your sexual preference, your background, your socioeconomic status, no matter what. It sounds cliche, but weather does not discriminate. Okay? This right here affects everybody, and there's no stopping it. All you can do is predict it. Okay? That's how powerful it is. With all the technology of how far humanity's come, no matter how far we come, no matter what technology was set forth, there hasn't been anything that we can do to stop things like this and the damages that this can cause, whether it be effects from the blizzard that you're seeing up here in the north or a tornado that was reported down here in southern Florida, or even in Atlanta. I forget which one it was, but I believe it was Florida, over in Tampa Bay. I may be wrong about that, but nevertheless, it just goes to show you how absolutely powerful Mother Nature is, especially with in regards to weather. I mean, this is just absolutely amazing. I can sit here all day and look at this on a radar image and be like, oh yeah, there's some colors. It means there's snow falling, but I try to wrap my mind around how this one storm in this low pressure system that's finally going off into the Atlantic, how huge this storm is. Extending all the way from Michigan to Rhode Island and Maine. I know, like the whole eastern third. Let me zoom out a little bit here. The whole third of the eastern part of the country was affected by this storm. Okay, almost 100 million Americans were affected by this storm. And I just think that's absolutely amazing how we just go about our day and don't even appreciate what we experience on a day-to-day basis. I know, I mean, and people are passionate, such as myself, about weather, and then I get to thinking, I'm just like, in the midst of all this here, people could die, especially without meteorologists to tell them what's coming and how they should prepare and what amount of snow or if there's going to be severe storms. I mean, people could lose their lives over this. It's that powerful. I'm over here in the plains, and I get excited when I get a dusting of snow, which I'll talk about here in a minute. But then you go over here and there's 2 to 3 feet, you know? And I'll go ahead and end that rant here, but I think it's absolutely just mind-boggling how we as humans just don't appreciate what the weather brings us, and how Mother Nature could just do what she wants. It's it's hard to explain really the appreciation that I have for weather. And I've never really experienced a traumatic event like some people have with tornadoes or blizzards or and whatnot. But I couldn't imagine being in this storm right now. I think it would be absolutely amazing to witness it, but then again, I think it would be absolutely scary as well because your life is out of your own hands at that point. If you're not in the right place, if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you don't have shelter, this could be damaging to some people. But I'll go ahead and end that rant there. I just wanted to say that because it really fascinates me how powerful something like this is, covering that big of a portion of the United States. And I just think we take that for granted. But off that note, Winter Storm Gale, the evolution of it over here in the Rockies and the polar vortex that came down and met the moisture in the south, I believe, if I'm explaining that right, did bring quite a bit of snowfall to the plains over here in Kansas and Oklahoma. And even towards the Mississippi embayment, the models weren't calling for it. Now, I take that back. The European model did suggest a dusting for some of these places in western Kentucky, southern Illinois, southeast Missouri, northeast Arkansas, and even as far south as Memphis on the night of December 15th, 2020. I'm making this video December 16th on a Wednesday night, I believe it is. But anyhow, yesterday night on December 15th in southeast Missouri, we did see a dusting of snow, and I'll go ahead and play that clip for you here. And just just from that dusting, I mean, I was able to go outside and film that, and it's just absolutely amazing how little snow I can see and be so excited about it, and then see stuff like this up here in the Northeast, and I feel like an idiot. But it just goes to show you, I have a really, I don't know where it came from, but I really do have a great appreciation for the weather. And this is another topic for another video on this channel. But the driving factor of climate and climate science, I believe is one of the driving factors behind the historic hurricane season that we saw in 2020, I believe. Getting off on a limb here, but I believe I want to try to make a video about climate because that is another thing that is greatly unappreciated that we have brilliant people on, especially in politics nowadays, that aren't listened to. But I believe we should start listening. But I'll go ahead and take this on over to Pivotal Weather in just a moment to go ahead and give you guys the updated snow totals that should be locked into place. The model should be consolidated and agreed upon through um, the snow totals that the Northeast is going to see. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that now. So what you guys are seeing now is the forecasted snowfall totals for about this time, around midnight on December 17th, which is from the time of this video in about 4 hours, and it looks like it's doing a pretty good job of getting the higher snow totals in central Pennsylvania. They're extending into New Jersey and trying to creep its way into portions of Massachusetts and southern New York. But as we go on to December 17th, about 6 a.m. To about noon, we start to see that a little bit of a bullseye over here in northern Pennsylvania and creeping into the northeast portion of Pennsylvania, starting to see those 2 foot totals. And as we do go into noon on the 17th of December, you really start to see that bullseye of about creeping into the 3 foot range in northeast Pennsylvania and southern New York. So, as I said, it's just absolutely amazing to see how much snow that this one storm system that was just a ripple in the atmosphere a week ago could cause this much destruction in the United States, which is arguably one of the most powerful and well-equipped countries in the world, you know. And it just goes to show you, no matter how advanced we go, the weather is always going to have one up on us. You can't do anything about it. It's hard to predict, as the model is. You can see from even my forecast analysis that I've tried to put out. The models get it wrong. People get it wrong. Meteorologists get it wrong. The smartest people in the world can get it wrong, and that's what motivates me to pursue my interest in meteorology. I think it's just absolutely amazing the amount of work that we've put into it and the amount of work that we still have to put into it to advance um, as a science. And it's a relatively young science still, but that's where people like me that want to pursue a career in climate or meteorology have to step in. So I'll go ahead and take you guys through the rest of the day on the 17th to show you the forecast, the rest of the forecast here. As you can see, the models are, this is the GFS, excuse me, I had to check that to be sure. But it is the GFS, the American model. But I believe the European model is pretty much the same. I don't really have to show you guys that. There's not going to be, there may be a slight difference, but they should be pretty much agreed upon that the biggest snow accumulations are going to be in North and northeastern Pennsylvania. But yeah, I wanted to ask you guys if anybody has listened to this far. God, I appreciate that. That's amazing if you've listened to 11 minutes in and me ramble on. But if anybody has been impacted by this storm or lives over here in the Northeast and watches this video, I would really, really appreciate it if you could send me a video or some pictures or anything of the snow or the ice that you've seen, or even the severe weather down here in the southeast. If you've seen anything, and if you're watching this video, you probably haven't watched this far. I mean, that's fine. But if you have seen any impacts from it, please send me a video, send me a picture, send it to this YouTube, or I'll put my Instagram or TikTok even in the description. I occasionally post weather videos on TikTok as well. So if you've been impacted by Winter Storm Gale at all, please let me know. Or don't even, if you don't want to, don't send it to me. Put it on social media. Get it out there. Show people how destructive this storm is and how powerful it is. So I'll go ahead and I just wanted to give a little update on Winter Storm Gale and kind of go on a little rant. Didn't know that's where the video was going to go, but uh, I'll take it. You know, it's unexpected, but everything's unexpected when it comes to weather anyway. So I will go ahead and in that video here. Um, I appreciate any of you who have watched my first 5 videos. I really do appreciate it. Um, like I said, I'm not expecting this channel to take off or anything. I just really want to make these videos to see how much I know, document my progress, learn from others, and maybe even teach somebody. So I appreciate anybody who watched, anybody who comments with pictures or videos from their impacts of Winter Storm Gale. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.